and welcome. You're watching Market Meter on Money9, India's first multilingual platform for personal finance from TV9 News Network. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, we get you an update of how the markets have been trading in the first half of the trading session, and also to help you understand how should you really deal with the current market scenario, which is marred by, on the one side, negative news flows of COVID-19. On the other, we have continued flows on the earnings front. The news flows on the macros will start pouring in, as well as global cues. So, to how to understand the entire gamut of market scenario. To help us understand all of this is Mr. Rajesh Agarwal from AUM Capital. He joins in. Mr. Agarwal, good afternoon, and thank you very much for joining in. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Help us understand how are you looking at the markets currently. Of course, from the lows of the morning trade or the early opening trade, markets have recovered quite a bit. They have recovered most of the losses, 0.3% of losses remaining on the benchmarks. Broader markets, on the other hand, have outperformed. Overall, what's your take?
Good afternoon, Sakshi. You said it right. Border market is performing better than what frontline indices are. If you look at the last 2-3 weeks performance, market indices has been range bound, I would say. Uh, they have been trading in a range of 14,500 odd levels on the downside, 15,000 on the higher side. They have not gone anywhere as such. Even in last week's weekly closing, if you look at it, it's 1.3% on Nifty, whereas if you check mid cap index or a small cap index, it's 1.75 and 2.3. So that shows that border market is performing well. There are various reasons for that. Large caps has already run up quite a lot, and they have become out of reach of small investors, I would say. And this rally is more fueled by retail investors as such, as we have seen the data and all. So retail investors are fueling this rally, and hence this is moving up. Now coming to the kind of market scenario which are in. There were various reasons for market withstanding all those COVID negative news. That was one because of hopes of recovery, where we have seen COVID cases going down by some good numbers in the last 2-3 days. Hopes of recovery through vaccination, RBI infused liquidity. Even Mr. Biden has said that they are going to waive IP rights on vaccines. So these were some of the positive points for which the markets has been going up. We are recommending our clients to be in good quality stocks, because at this point of time, the kind of rally which we have seen, some of the stocks which do not have any fundamentals and all are also going up. So be in quality, stay for long term, have a time horizon of 6 to 9 months on the back of your mind, and I think markets are going to give good return even from these levels.
Okay, so the markets can give strong returns even from these levels in the medium to long term perspective. So stick to fundamental stocks, good fundamental stocks, and stick for long term. That's the advice that Mr. Agarwal is really giving to all the investors at this point in time. Now, coming to a little bit of specifics, when we talk about some sectors, some themes that are playing out in the markets, Mr. Agarwal, we have been seeing that the global commodities have actually been on a rise. They are seeing a huge rally, all time highs for most of the commodities right now. Are you looking at this pack with any interest and any particular commodities basket that is in your preference list right now?
You said it right. Commodities are on fire. Be it crude, be it metals, copper is trading at all-time highs. You look at sugar, you look at agro commodities. Everything is on fire, and I think this commodity uptick is going to continue for some more time because of various reasons. For example, in sugar and soybean, we are seeing a problem from Brazil. In metals, there are problems from China. But in among all this, if I need to select one stock for maybe, so I would go for Coal India.
Okay.
Coal India is one of the largest coal miners in India, I would say. We have a target of around 180 rupees in the next 6 to 9 months. They, as I said, they're the largest coal miner. The valuations are very cheap, trading at a PE of around 6, price to book less than 3. Even the dividend yield comes to around 8%. And with the kind of demand increasing we are witnessing for power, I think coal volumes are going to go up. Even they have controlled their cost, and they have recently announced their intentions to move into solar power. So these are all the positives which I think would fuel India's rally, and a target of 180 is quite achievable in a very short term.
Right, and we have been seeing that Coal India has been on a running spree from at least last two trading sessions as well. So technically, also there has been a sharp bounce on this stock as well, and there is a higher interest in the entire PSE basket. Even as of today, we are seeing most of the stocks, on 52 weeks high also, or on the days levels highs as well. So from this basket, any other stock also that you feel from the public sector enterprises basket that investors can definitely look into?
See, public PSU basket is on fire. You talk of sale, you talk of NMDC, you talk of bail, everything has multiplied. They have
Yeah.
become multi-baggers in a very short period of time.
Yes.
One stock which has not performed that well, I would say, is Concor. It's Container Corporation of India, which is into logistics. It's one of the biggest logistic play in India, I would say. Third quarter numbers were very good, 30% jump in bottom line. We expect volume growth to be strong in the near to longer term because of one, recovery in exempt rate, and two, DFC projects, dedicated freight corridor projects, which the government has announced.
Mm-hmm.
This DFC should be realized by FY22, and this is going to add to the numbers in a very big way. The only problem is the clarity on land licensing fee which they have. Once that comes, there would be a big re-rating of the stock. Hence, we recommend this stock for a target of 750 odd rupees in the next 2-3 quarters.
Okay, so next 6 to 9 months is something that you can keep a long-term view of, and then you can definitely look at Concor, which can give you strong upside from the current levels as well. And which will be your last recommendation for today? You've already given two, Coal India and Concor. Apart from this,
See, we have seen some kind of movement in real estate.
yeah.
Maybe of various reasons, people are moving into investments in real estate. So, real estate being a very risky business for small investors, we recommend ancillaries to the property sectors. One, that's Polycab. So
Okay.
that's the kind of ancillary thing, because if real estate moves up, there are various things like tiles, wires, lightings would also move up. So this company is basically into manufacturing of wires and cables. I
Hmm.
would categorize this company as a FMEG, fast moving electronic goods.
Yeah.
And not only in domestic market, this exports to 40 different countries. The numbers were strong. And the best part is B2C is doing well. The management expects to be debt free by in the next 2-3 years.
Sure.
We have a target of 1800 in this.
Okay, Polycab FMEG majors should be on the investors' radar as well. About 300 rupees of an upside can actually be seen from the current levels in the next 6 to 9 months perspective as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Agarwal, for joining us and sharing your market outlook and the stock recommendations with all our Money9 viewers as well. चलिए फटाफट से अब देख लेते हैं कि बाजार में इस समय किस तरीके का मूव देखने को मिल रहा है। अगर आप देखेंगे तो शुरुआती ट्रेड में हमने शार्प गैप डाउन देखा था, जिसके साथ आज मार्केट्स की शुरुआत हुई थी। ऑफ कोर्स ऑन द बैक ऑफ जो वीकनेस हमें ग्लोबल मार्केट्स में दिखी, यूएस मार्केट्स में, एशियन मार्केट्स में, लेकिन तब से लेकर अब तक अगर आप देखेंगे और हाफ टाइम के बाद भी थोड़ा बहुत जो वीकनेस है वो डेफिनेटली कम हुई है, और ऑलमोस्ट 0.5% तक की ही वीकनेस अभी बाकी है। अगर आप बेंचमार्क इंडिसेस की बात करेंगे, सेंसेक्स निफ्टी की बात करेंगे, तो शुरुआती ट्रेड में 400-500 अंकों तक की गिरावट हमने देखी थी सेंसेक्स में। अभी 281 पॉइंट्स की अभी गिरावट देखने को मिल रही है, और सिमिलर तौर पर निफ्टी 50 में भी 14,884 के लेवल्स के आसपास ट्रेड हो रहा है, जहां पर 58 पॉइंट्स का डाउन टिक नजर आ रहा है। निफ्टी बैंक में भी अगर आप देखेंगे तो ओपनिंग लेवल से काफी ज्यादा जो वीकनेस है वो रिकवर हुई है, लॉसेस रिकवर हुए हैं, जहां 1% के आसपास तक की ज्यादा वीकनेस थी शुरुआती ट्रेड में, अब 0.4% तक की वीकनेस देखने को मिल रही है। ब्रॉडर मार्केट्स, जैसे मिस्टर अग्रवाल ने भी बताया कि लगातार ट्रैक्शन बना हुआ है, यहीं पर आउट परफॉर्मेंस देखने को मिल रहा है। मिड कैप स्पेस में आधे प्रतिशत तक की बढ़त देखने को मिल रही है, और बकिंग द ट्रेंड है स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स, जो कि 1% से भी ऊपर की तेजी दिखा रहा है इस समय 22,666 के लेवल्स पर। बीएससी स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स 250 अंकों की तेजी के साथ इस समय ट्रेड करते हुए नजर आ रहा है। अब देखते हैं कि सेक्टोरली कहां पर एक्शन देखने को मिल रहा है। शुरुआती ट्रेड में हमने देखा था कि ज्यादातर इंडाइसेस लाल निशान में ही थी। अभी अगर आप देखेंगे तो थोड़े बहुत और स्टॉक्स जो हैं वो अब हरे निशान की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, जैसे ऑटो स्टॉक्स हैं, अब 0.5% तक की तेजी यहां देखने को मिल रही है। मीडिया स्टॉक्स में और तेजी बढ़ी है। पीएसयू बैंक्स में जहां शार्प गिरावट थी शुरुआती ट्रेड में, अब अगर आप देखेंगे तो 0.7% तक की बढ़त यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रही है, तो ट्रेंड रिवर्स होता हुआ यहाँ पर नजर आ रहा है। साथ ही रॉयल्टी स्पेस में 0.5% तक की बढ़त देखने को मिल रही है। बैंकिंग या निफ्टी बैंक में अभी भी कमजोरी प्राइवेट बैंक्स और फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज सेक्टर में बनी हुई है। एफएमसीजी सेक्टर बहुत ही माइल्ड वीकनेस के साथ इस समय ट्रेड करते हुए नजर आ रहा है, और फार्मा इंडेक्स में थोड़ी बहुत मुनाफा वसूली अब देखने को मिल रही है। 0.4% तक की वीकनेस यहाँ पर अब दिख रही है। निफ्टी गेनर्स और लूजर्स पर भी अगर आप नजर डालेंगे तो आप क्लियरली देख पाएंगे कि इस समय जो पीएसयू बास्केट के कुछ स्टॉक्स है जैसे कोल इंडिया लगातार तेजी बनाए हुए हैं 5% तक की बढ़त के साथ। ऑयल एंड गैस स्पेस से आईओसी बीपीसीएल भी अच्छी तेजी दिखा रहे हैं। अल्ट्राटेक सीमेंट जहां पर ब्रोकरेज हाउसेस का काफी ज्यादा पॉजिटिव व्यू आया है, यहाँ पर करीब 3% तक की बढ़त है। और टाटा कंज्यूमर जहां पर रिजल्ट्स के बाद लगातार वीकनेस देखने को मिली थी, अब ट्रेंड रिवर्स हो रहा है और 2% तक के आसपास की तेजी यहाँ देखने को मिल रही है। तो अगर आप लैगार्ड्स की तरफ नजर डालेंगे तो कुछ मेटल स्पेस के स्टॉक्स आपको नजर तो आएंगे ही, साथ ही साथ आप देखेंगे कुछ बैंकिंग स्टॉक्स भी है जैसे कोटक महिंद्रा बैंक, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज स्पेस से अगर आप देखेंगे एचडीएफसी 2.5% तक की वीकनेस दिखा रहा है। और आईटी स्पेस से विप्रो भी अभी 1.2% डाउन है या 1.7% डाउन है। डिविस लेबोरेटरीज में अगर आप देखेंगे तो 1.5% तक की वीकनेस फिलहाल देखने को मिल रही है। तो एक मिक्स ट्रेंड लैगार्ड्स की तरफ से, 3 डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स की तरफ से यहाँ पर पार्टिसिपेशन आते हुए कुछ मेजर जो स्टॉक्स हैं वो वीकनेस दिखाते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। चलिए इसी के साथ इस खास शो को यहीं समेटते हैं, लेकिन लगातार आपके लिए मार्केट्स की सारी अपडेट्स और पर्सनल फाइनेंस की खबरें इंतजार करती रहेंगी, तो आप बने रहिए money9.com।